Hey guys, Crystal here at Crystal's Crafties. Today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add those decorative borders around your font or your shapes. In this example, we've got some lace and we've got a couple different styles of ruffles. I actually get asked how to do this a lot. I have been hesitant to post this video because I typically like to showcase programs that are free or relatively inexpensive. This is not that. You will have to purchase this program. It's Affinity Designer 2 and install it on your computer. It's also not the most beginner friendly thing if you're not familiar with the program. If you are familiar with design programs, you can pick it up pretty quickly, but if you're new to this completely, it's not going to be the most beginner friendly tutorial. Okay, if you're on board with all of that, let's get started. So you will need Affinity Designer 2. You can come to affinity.serif.com. You want to make sure you click into Designer. There are several different programs you can get, but we are working in Affinity Designer 2. Then just click Buy Now, and you can install it on a Mac, Windows, or an iPad. I am working on a Windows version, so this is the purchase price, $69.99. There's no affiliate link here. I don't get anything if you buy this, or if you don't buy it, it's up to you if you want to do that. What I will say is every time Affinity comes out with a new version, like this is 2, when they come out with 3, you will have to purchase it again. Okay. Not only do you have to purchase the program, but you also have to purchase these little elements, the lace or the ruffles or pearls. I have some pearls too. You need to purchase those separately. You technically can create them. I mean, I'm capable of creating them, but it just takes more time than I want to spend, so I like to purchase them instead. All right, so get Affinity Designer, get that downloaded onto your computer, and we'll come back. Okay, so when you open Affinity Designer, it will take you to your document setup screen. This is where you're going to set up the size of your document. It's kind of got this standard 8.5 by 11 piece of paper here, but we're going to change that up. You can put it to whatever you normally design on. I'm going to set it to 3,000 by 3,000 pixels. That's what I typically use in Canva. So we're going to take this inches, we're going to put it to pixels, and we're just going to set these to 3,000. Make sure your DPI is at 300 or higher if you want to do that. You can create an artboard. It is not necessary. If you don't know what an artboard is, don't worry about it. Just leave that blank. And then we do want to make sure that we have a transparent background. So come over to Color, click Transparent, and we're good to go. We'll hit Create. And now we have this 3,000 by 3,000 pixel page to work on. Okay, so you've got your page open. Let me show you how to get these little lace and ruffle or pearl or whatever it is you want to get. I am first just going to hop over to Etsy, and you can type in Affinity brushes. There's 2 shops that I would recommend off of Etsy. One is Tampa Tailor Made. I do have a lot of brushes from him. And the other is G. Seward Art. There are places outside of Etsy that you can get these too. You can get some from Creative Fabrica. I have found they are not the best quality. If we hop over here to Chris at 2D Game Art Guru, he's got a lot here. This is his main website, 2dgameartguru.com. He's going to have some tutorials for you. You can hop over into his shop, and he's got a lot of brushes. He's got this crochet pattern. He's got a knit pattern. He has the embroidery. He has the lace. I purchased a few of his. But let me show you how to purchase his. So like if I were to click into this lace, it would take me to here. And you type in your price. You can type in $3.99 and then purchase. I'm obviously not going to purchase again. I've already done it, but it will download a file onto your computer. And then we are going to take that file and we are going to import it into Affinity Designer. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to import these files now. What you want to do is come over here to this panel that is on your right. It could be on any of these different settings, color, swatch, stroke, appearance, whatever. You need to get to stroke. And then I want you to come down to brushes and click on that. And then click on the little menu icon to the far right. Once you're in the brushes, under stroke, brushes, little menu icon on the right. And we are going to import brushes. So this is once you have purchased your Affinity brush and you have downloaded it onto your computer. This is actually what it will look like. You'll get something that looks like this. Okay, so import brushes, and then you'll just come and find it. Here's the file. I've already imported it, so I'm not going to do it again, but you'll click it, open, and it will then pull up over here for you. So you can see once you've got different brushes in here, right now, again, make sure you're in the brushes category. And these are all the brushes that I have in this side of Affinity Designer. So make sure that you're staying right over here, this designer persona. Don't hop off over into the pixel persona. Stay right here in the designer persona and you'll get all of this over here just like I have. Now it does come with standard brushes. We have these acrylic brushes and we have some dry media brushes. There's a lot of different things that you can do, but once you import, you will start to see, you see I have his embroidery, I have his lace, and then I have these ruffles down here. Those are all ones that I have imported from outside of Affinity Designer. Okay, now that you've got Affinity Designer, you've got your brushes imported, let's start designing. I'm just going to delete all of this and we will start from scratch. Okay, Affinity Designer does not have any pre-installed font. Whatever fonts you have installed on your computer is what will show up in Affinity Designer. So I have my blank screen here. I'm going to type a T, just like we do in Canva, on my keyboard. That will pull up my text tool. I can then click onto the keyboard and I will start to get a text box. This has some let me take all this off, I'm sorry. There we go. It was from when I was doing that sample. Okay, so this font, if I double click into it, I'm gonna get my little font selector up here. It's called Ask Why, but you can scroll through and get whatever font you have on your computer. Let's do a different one for this tutorial. Let's do Cute Boho. Okay, so whatever font you have, you can do some different things while you're in your text tool. Now it might pull up really, really small for you at first. If it does, you just use these guys to scale it up and down. You might also run into some spacing issues. If your letters are too close together, I want you to come and click this little A up here. It's the character box. And I want you to come to this tracking. And you can, type in whatever you want. You can use the arrows. Do you see the letters getting closer together? You can use this to space out your letters so that you have enough room to add your borders around them. Okay, I'm going to close that out now. Okay, so we have our fun font. We've spaced it out. Let's work with some colors. So I'm going to come over here. And these are the colors I've already selected, but I can change this. This is your main color. This is the letters. Let's make it pink. Well, it helps to select your text first. So with this big box selected, you can click in there and do whatever you want. I'm going to make it pink. And this is your color wheel. You can change it however you want, moving around the color wheel. You noticed that I did double click and I could just really customize whatever I wanted. You can type in your hex codes. I'm just going to go back to this pink. Okay. So that's for our main letters. Let's add some ruffles. Actually, let's start with lace. Let's add some lace. So we're going to come over to the stroke. All of these little borders that we're putting around our text or our shapes, whatever it is we're doing, is going to be done with a stroke. So I'm going to click into stroke. I'm going to make sure that I select brush or brushes, and then I'm going to come down here into my menu and pick what I want. Let's do these lace brushes to begin with. And I'm just going to click on the first one. We'll go through some of these, but there are several in here. And that automatically applied the lace to my design. I'm going to make this bigger because I want to show you some things that we need to work on. First of all, we need to work on the size of this lace. You see, I can use my width and I can make it big or small. I can use the join, cap, and order here. You always want your caps to be rounded if you're working with a round font. You want them to be squared if you're working with a square font, like the varsity fonts would be squared. The join, you can just kind of pick whatever looks best for you. I have it on the rounded join, but I want you to watch right here when I click it to the beveled join. You see how that kind of just went a little squared? And then I can also click it to the miter join, and it's even more squared. So for rounded fonts, these rounded ones are best. For squared fonts, the beveled or the miter are better. And then for your alignment, right now I have it aligned on top of the letter, but I can also put it inside of the letter or behind the letter. And again, you'll come up here and adjust as needed. I'm going to leave it on top. Now there are some additional adjustments that you can make. I'll point this out. This is a flaw in the text. If you don't want this on your design, you're going to need to do some further editing. What you need to do, come up here to your selector tool, select your item, and right click it. You will convert to curves. And now we have nodes that we can edit. This is our nodes tool. Once you convert something to curves, it's going to hop you into your nodes tool. If I double click on this, come here. I'm going to get all these weird things pop up. Let me blow this up for you. This is the node that's throwing everything off. I'm going to click it and delete it. And that whole thing went away. There's also a little funky look right here. I don't want to delete this node because it's the point of my A. I just want to make it not look so weird. So I'm going to select it and I'm going to smooth it out. I'm going to use this button right here to smooth it. That didn't work so well. Sometimes you just can't get around them. Let me look at a different one and see. I mean, that doesn't look so bad once it's not blown up a ton. Let's do this C over here. Ooh, there's a lot going on in there. So, get my nodes. And it really depends on the font that you're working with. If you find that there is too much of this going on and you're having to edit too many things, pick a different font. Okay. It is usually the red one that's throwing you off. I'm going to select it, delete it, and another one pops up, and another one pops up, and another one pops up. We've gotten a lot better. I'm going to try to delete this one and see what happens. Okay, that's definitely better. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to round it out and see if we can get that to look any better. It might not end up looking better, but we'll try. I don't like that. I'm going to Control Z out of it. Okay, shrinking my screen back down, and we can see we got that to look much better. Okay, let's change the color of our lace. I'm going to go back to my selector tool. Just going to select the C. I double clicked into it. I'm going to come back to color, and now I'm going to select the stroke. See, it's on top now. When I select the fill, it moves to the top. When I select the stroke, it moves to the top. And just change its color. You can do whatever you want here with that. That's one method. Let me show you a couple other things that you can do. Now, this will not work if you have not converted your font to curves. Remember, we had to right click and hit convert to curves so that we can get these editing features that we need. So there's something else we can do. I'm going to pick a different lace. Oh, let me select it. Okay. This lace has a scalloped edge and a straight edge. I can turn that around. I'm going to select my nodes tool, select my letter again, and this is a reverse right here. If I hit that, now the scallop is on the inside and the straight is on the outside. I'm going to turn it back around, scallop on the outside, straight on the inside. Let's pick a different one. Let's put this lace on it, and let's turn that lace around. So there's just some fun things that you can do once you've got your word and you've got your lace picked out. You can switch it around. Just make sure you are converting everything to a curve. Okay. I want to show you that it works with shapes too. This won't be a heart when you first pull it up. I think it might be a teardrop. I'm not exactly sure. But you can come in here and just get all kinds of shapes. Let me do a star. So I've selected it, but no star pulled up on my screen. I just have this little cross cursor, but I can draw a star. This won't happen to you. Your star will have a fill. I'm going to have to come and turn my fill on really quick. Okay, so here's your star. To do anything to it, we have to go back to our selector tool. Okay, let me make it bigger. And let's just put some lace on it as well. So I'm going to hit stroke. I'm going to come down here and get myself a lace. None of these laces look very good. Let's just go, I don't know. Let's try this lace. I might turn that lace around here in a minute. If your lace is doing something funny, if it's not looking right, you might need to hit this scale with object. Did you see how that just changed? That just means as you scale your object up and down, your lace goes with it. Let me make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to change its color so it's a little more, so it stands out a little more. Okay, there we go. Now let's flip it around. So remember, to flip it around, we have to convert this to a curve. Right click, convert to curves. Now I have my little curve, or my nodes actions here. I can flip that around, and I've got that lace going around my star. Okay, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete all of this. Go get the A. And let's work with the ruffles now. So we're going to type a T on our keyboard. Click on your page to get your cursor to pull up. Let's see here. Oh, if you hit control and the plus sign or control and the minus sign, it will increase and decrease the size of your screen. I'm going to pick a different font. Let's just go back to what I had in the beginning, this Ask Why font. I can, if I'm in my text tool, I double clicked in here to open up the text tool. Then I can right click and I can make that all caps if I want to do that. We can come over here to our stroke tool, and we can actually turn that stroke off if we want. We could make it just a solid line. We could make it a dashed line. When we come over here and hit this brush is when we are able to get our brushes. It has an embroidery brush put on because that was what I had it preset to. But let's pick something different. Let's go get a lace brush. So I'm over here in my brushes. I'm going to select my brush menu. Actually, let's do ruffles. This set comes with a ton of ruffles. I'm going to scroll all the way down. And we're going to use this ruffle right here. Okay, it looks funky. That's because we have not converted these to curves and rotated the path. So hit your selector tool. You need to get out of your text tool to be able to convert it to a curve. If you're right clicking and you're not getting the options you need, make sure you come and hit your selector tool. Right click, convert to curves. Now if I click it, I can switch that ribbon around to where it looks correct. Okay. Let's make the ribbon a little bit smaller. That's kind of huge. I'm gonna just work with this C, so I'm gonna increase the size of my screen and just get you to the C. Whoops, wrong way. Okay. Changing the color of the ruffles is a little different. We're gonna come to color, and if I pick blue, this color that I have chosen is the darkest point of the blue. If I come pick a darker blue, it's the darkest point of the blue. This is throwing people off in my Canva frame, but it's just the way this ruffle is designed. It's because it has so much depth to it that you're just gonna have to work with it. In Canva, it's a little bit harder, but here in Affinity Designer, it's actually really, really easy. What you want to do is we want to isolate the ruffle, so we're going to take out this inner part. So I want you to click on your fill, which is the pink, and then click on this little transparency button and it takes it away. We're just going to isolate the ruffle for right now. We will come back and add that fill back in a minute. Okay, this is really cool. I want you to hit quick fix. Oh, select your ruffle first, just the C. Okay, so quick fix, and then color overlay, and just pick a color. It's automatically on black. Just click this box. You can pick any color you want. You can come in here. Let's see. Let's maybe do, that's kind of a darker blue. That'll be good. And that looks crazy, right? Don't worry, we're not done. So pick whatever color you want it to be, then kind of click back into your open space here, and we're going to adjust the opacity. And the more we adjust it, the more that ruffle starts to show up and look like we want it to look. If you end up not liking the color after you've adjusted your opacity, no worries, you just come in here and you can change anything you want to change. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to bring that up to get it to look how you want it to look. Okay, once it looks the way you want, we're going to put the fill back inside. Now we deleted it for a reason. We wanted to isolate the ruffle. To add it back, we need to actually add another layer. Click just your C. Every time I click it, it does all of them because I typed that as one word. You can just double click and it will isolate your C. We're going to duplicate it, so we're going to hold Alt while it's selected, hold Alt, drag down. Now for this, we're going to come back to our fill and we're just going to make it pink. We're going to go take off this color overlay, we don't want that. And then we're going to come to stroke and we're going to turn it off. Now we have our pink fill, our blue ruffle. Everything is grouped together. Okay, perfect. Now we want that C to go back behind the ruffle. So you can come over to your layers tab now. And let me ungroup all of this so that quits happening. To ungroup it, you're going to come over here to your layers panel, right click and ungroup. And now you have separate layers over here. I can take the pink part of the C and move it down underneath the ruffle. Okay, I know that was a lot, guys. Watch this over and over again. Make sure you are getting the basic steps of convert to curve, using those nodes if you need to delete some. Like I could come over here and delete or smooth this node out to get that to look a little better. Ooh, that looks a lot better. But then it needs to move. There's a lot you can do here. So just play with it. Once you're comfortable and you've designed something that you like, let's see here. I'm going to delete that, delete that. Let's say this C is our final word. Let me make it bigger. And you want to export it. You want to select your item, File, Export. And then right here you've got your document size. You're going to be doing it as a PNG. If you want something else, you can come up here, JPG, PSD, PDF, SVG, whatever you want. I have it set to PNG. We can come in, we can export it, name it whatever you want, and put it wherever you want. And that's it. All right, I know you're gonna have questions. Don't hesitate to ask in the comment section, and I will answer as quickly as I can. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you. We'll see you next time.